Hi. So throughout this point in our class, we've watched, I think there's four 30 for 30s, and they include the episodes Unmatched, The Announcement, Into the Wind, and then Renee. And I think of the three, if I had to rank them, it would go Unmatched, and then it would go The Announcement, Into the Wind, and then Renee. And so they each kind of have their own different story that they tell, and they have different lessons that you can learn throughout them. But I feel like of these four, they're all trying to teach you, like, be the best version of yourself. And I think it really shows through at the end of all of them. So I put Unmatched as my favorite of the four episodes that we've watched because it allowed me to see a different perspective of rivalries. I've never really thought of rivalries as something that like ends in a friendship, and this shows that it could. And specifically, like this rivalry in an individual sport like tennis, creating one of the heaviest rivalries in history and then also creating such like a huge and great friendship is awesome. So Everett and Navratilova played each other over 80 times in their 15-year rivalry. And I feel like this episode showed that like a rivalry can bring out the best and worst version of you. While each time throughout their career, some of them were riding the highs and then the other was riding the low. I think it was so cool to see like how each of them played during that in the 80 times that they played each other. They faced each other in 14 Grand Slam finals, and Everett lost 10 of the 14, but she's still considered one of the best players in history. And you never would have guessed that by her score. At the end, I think Navratilova has a 43 to 37 winning edge on Everett. So, and they're still friends and talk and joke about it together. I just think it shows that like rivalries can end in friendship, and most people never even think about that. The Announcement was my next favorite of the four episodes just because of how it captured Magic Johnson on and off the court as an athlete and a person. It became one of my all-time favorite 30 for 30s just because of the awareness that he brings to his disease. I feel like he was very resilient because he like used his name and he used his fame to his advantage, and he used it to educate people, whereas he could have cowarded in and just like not done anything or helped anyone in America and around the world learn about the disease, and he used his fame in the best way possible. So I think that's awesome. It's one of my all-time favorite 30 for 30s. He set an example on and off the court that any athlete should do. Number three on my list was Into the Wind. I put it in third because while it did have a great story and a great impact on the world, I didn't necessarily feel that it had a major impact on me. The story of Terry Fox running his marathon of hope. He ran over 3,000 miles in just a few hundred days, which is incredible. He ran a marathon a day, and that's crazy. But I chose this because he did have such an impact on the cancer world, and he's still having one, which is incredible. But again, I put it in third because it didn't necessarily have a huge impact on me. Lastly, I put Renee as my least favorite because while I've never really had to experience anything like Renee had felt or had to experience competing against someone that has changed genders, I think it's such an amazing story and it teaches a great lesson. But I put it here because I didn't feel as though it had like such a big impact on me. I think all four of these episodes each have their own lessons, and they teach us about the importance of being the best versions of ourselves inside and outside of sports, because you never know the impact that you're going to have on someone. But I really enjoyed all four of these.